what to do if you find someone else attractive. By talking about someone else, of course, we mean someone other than your spouse. We read in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4, that marriage should be honored by all, and the marriage bed kept pure, for God will judge the adulterer and all the sexually immoral. So if you are married and all of a sudden you find another person extremely attractive, and if you feel captivated by these thoughts, then we hope you will find this video helpful, because in this session we are giving you the most important key points to help you get rid of that attraction and to keep strengthening your marriage. So let's get into it. Step number 1. Immediately cease from any kind of contact with that other person. Always stick with your spouse, your marriage, your family. If you are tempted away from this and you feel that you cannot overcome on your own, then share honestly with your spouse that you are being attacked or tempted this way. And definitely involve your husband or your wife in prayer regarding this issue, even if it feels awkward at first. Why? Because the two of you are much more effective and stronger together than just by yourselves. And after all, it's the territory of the two of you that you have to protect in prayer. So work on it, fight for it together with your spouse. Take every possible step to direct your thoughts correctly. Use prayer, fasting, and if necessary, change the places you go, or even your job in order to avoid meeting that person. Definitely organize more family activities and pay special attention to your spouse and your children, because that can help a lot. Concentrate on their positive qualities and reinforce them, rather than focusing on their faults and your difficulties with them. Please don't compare your spouse with other people who right now seem more wonderful. Surely you yourself need some correction, not only your spouse. Don't you? Remember to stay in the public eye and act like your family is always with you and the whole world is watching you. And as much as you might not want it to be, you know that God can actually see everything. And don't worry, even the wildest and the strongest affection can be cut off within a few weeks. As soon as the fog is lifted, the passion will fade, your thoughts will clear up, and your family will be at the top of your agenda once more, and order will have been restored. And that's when you will understand what a huge and irreversible mistake you would have made if you had turned your back on your family just because of an ungodly, foolish impulse. You can thank God and your family for sticking with you even in the midst of this trial. And you see, it's so much better to follow clear, unequivocal guidelines such as the ones I have mentioned here. Life is so much easier if we live without unnecessary complications, just focusing on our family. And let's make sure always to keep that as your priority and to live an honorable, God-led, blessed married life. We have a suggestion to all married couples. If you are having difficulties in any area of your relationship, please make a list of these things together and write down what both of you will do to make a change and to facilitate improvement. And if you are now in a situation that you are actually finding yourself being attracted to someone else other than your spouse, then the following questions are for you. question number 1. Out of these key points that I mentioned in this video, which one will you do straight away to keep your marriage safe? Please go through these key points. Choose one and then make a decision to get it done right now. And after that, please take a look at the next question, question 2. What steps will you do next? Please make a list for yourself in writing and commit yourself to it until the problem is completely gone. Let's do it.
We put on the full armor of God with the helmet of salvation and the breastplate of righteousness. We put on the belt of truth to gird our loins. We put on the shoes of the gospel of peace. We take up the shield of faith and the sword of the Spirit in our hand today. We do all this to stand strong in the Spirit against the ways of the enemy. We will not be pushed back in Jesus' holy name.